So guys, as soon as we have seen the different classification of the colloids, in today's video we are going to see how we can prepare the colloids. So today's concept is called as preparation of colloids. What it is called as? The preparation of colloids. Yes. So as soon as we are using the word as a colloids, two important things should come to in your mind. First, that a colloid is a heterogeneous system with a particle size of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. First important point. And the second important point is that the colloidal particles will be in a kinetic motion. They are not static. They will be always moving within the dispersion medium. These are the two important things as soon as when we say colloids should strike in your mind. So when now we are preparing the colloids, these two criteria should be satisfied. So of course, when I was dealing with the classification of the colloids, that is the classification based on the interaction of the dispersed phase and the dispersed medium, there we came to know we are having a lyophilic and a lyophobic colloids. So when we were differentiating it, we said that lyophilic colloids can be prepared by the simple methods, whereas the lyophobic colloids require certain special methods. And in that special methods, we are much precise of our knowledge that whatever the special methods we were using was with respect to the chemical methods and that of your electric arc method. So now we are going to see such two types of these methods of the preparation of your lyophobic colloids. So first and the foremost thing, let us go with chemical methods. So what it is called as chemical methods. Okay. So first and the foremost thing, let us know what does this chemical methods refers to. Remember, it is a technique, or in simple words I could just say that it is a method which can be used for the preparation of your colloids by a chemical reaction. So in ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು, we are preparing the colloids. So the preparation of your colloids is done by chemical reactions. So what are the types of the reactions we can utilize over here? So basically it could include the double decomposition reaction. So these are certain types. Double decomposition reaction. Second one is that of your oxidation reaction. The third one, the reduction reaction, and that of your hydrolysis reactions. So all by using these techniques we can prepare the colloids. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ basically we are getting a molecule ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, the molecules which will be formed, then they try to aggregate. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ molecule form ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, they will be of very smaller dimensions. So ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕೀಗ, they will try to come together. Aggregate ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, aggregate. So they are trying to come together, and when these molecules are aggregating, they are leading to the formation of your salts. What is that? Leading to the formation of your salts. So first let us go with the double decomposition part. So double decomposition ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಏನು ಡಬಲ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಟೂ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ aqueous state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಇನ್ aqueous state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ. Okay, which acts as what? Reactants. So these two compounds in the aqueous medium reacts to give the two products. ಆ products ಯಾವ ತರ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ by interchanging the radicals by interchanging the radicals or ions of your reactants. Ions of reactants. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ? Let me give you an example. Let me take one more reactant as AB. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ನಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. So this is one compound. Plus CD. ಇವೆರಡು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? aqueous medium ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟು. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೀಗ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ AD ಪ್ಲಸ್ BC. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಟೂ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ aqueous ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಟೂ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾವ ತರ? ಬೈ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? B ಏನಾಯ್ತು? C ಜೊತೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು, D ಏನಾಯ್ತು? A ಜೊತೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್? ಬೈ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ರಾಡಿಕಲ್ ಆಗೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಅಥವಾ ಅದು ಅಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ? ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ reactants. So such reactions is called as what? Double decomposition. If you ask me an example for the colloids, of course I can give you. Let me take it as AS2O3. Oh sorry, I should write S as in this smaller part alva. AS2O3. Yeah. Plus H2S I can write. So again ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದು ಇದು A, ಇದು B, ಇದು C, ಇದು D ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? AS2S3 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ಲಸ್ ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ H2O ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದಾ? ಈ ತರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 3H2S ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಬೇಕು? 3H2O. ಸೊ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಟೂ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ aqueous ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ aqueous state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಏನಾಯ್ತು? gives it two products by interchanging ಅಲ್ವಾ? by interchanging the radical or ions of your reactants. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? this arsenic sulfide, it is actually your sol ಅಲ್ವಾ? arsenic sulfide sol is an example for which type of a colloid? It is a lyophobic colloid. ಸೊ ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಆಗಿರೋದು? ಬೈ ಯೋರ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಇದು ಡಬಲ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಡಬಲ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್. ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ರೆಡಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಓದಾಗಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ. ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಣ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. So sulfur dioxide plus that of your hydrogen sulfide. So when it gives you as a sulfur sol anta heltivi, plus that of your 2H2O. Yes, avage ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Here it should come as 2H2S. Balanced. So how can we say that it is an oxidation reaction? Okay, let's do it together. ಏನು? ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋದು -2. ಆತರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಂಟು? 2 ಉಂಟು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? +4. H2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? +1. ಎಸ್. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸಲ್ಫರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? -2. ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, 0. H2 +1 -2. Now the question arises, sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲ್ಫರ್ +4 ಇಂದ 0 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಗೇನ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ? Of course the electron has been gained. But when you are coming with respect to this sulfur, that is from your hydrogen sulfide sulfur, -2 ಇದ್ದು 0 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೇನು? ಗೇನ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೀವಿ? ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್, +4 ಇಂದ 0 ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಗೇನು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಲಾಸು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಡೂ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, we are talking this reaction with respect to that of your H2S. Mark my words. So whatever the oxidation reaction I have written over here, this reaction is called as an oxidation as why? Because we are seeing this reaction with respect to that of your H2S. And when we see the sulfur state in that of your hydrogen sulfide, it is having -2. But the product what we have obtained, it is having what? 0. ಸೊ -2 ಇಂದ 0 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ನ ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. That is the reason we are calling it as what? Yes, do remember, as an oxidation reaction. And please remember, whenever you are writing the formation of your colloid, add the word as that of your sol. Alva, avaga namge enanta gottagutte, whatever the formed product is there, it is a colloid. Is that over? So now we get double decomposition node V, oxidation node V. Can we come with reduction now? Okay, let us go with now reduction. So here we are having as an auric chloride AuCl3 with that of your formaldehyde plus water. Basically it is giving you as that of your gold sol anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, plus that of your formic acid plus HCl. Can you please help me to balance it? ಯಾವ ತರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ? AuCl3. So if I put over here as what? 2 AuCl3, then here I will be getting as what? 2 Au, 3 2s are 6 HCl. Yes, overall in order to balance my hydrogen, here 3 COOH and here 3 HCHO. So ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಈಗ ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ? Can anybody help me out? ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? AU is our best part of the formation of the colloid, so we are concentrating on it. So ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಉಂಟು? +3. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗಿದೆ? 0 ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ AU ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ +3 ಇಂದ 0 ಆಗಿದೆ. 3 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, 3 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಗೇನಿಂಗ್. Electron gaining is called as what? Reduction. So this is an example of the reduction reaction which comes under your chemical methods. Coming to that of your hydrolysis. Yes, hydrolysis ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Yeah. So basically ferric chloride FeCl3 plus that of your H2O, which give rise to what? FeOH thrice. Yeah, right, the sol. Plus that of your 3HCl. Alva. So here ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದು? Splitting of the water molecule. Hydrolysis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? Hydro means water, lysis means separating. So by that splitting, what has happened? We have formed a sol of your ferric hydroxide. So when we are considering these reactions, we can all see as what? Whatever the reactions we have written from double decomposition to hydrolysis, they are all the what? Chemical reactions. That is the reason it has got the name as what? Chemical methods. So what do you mean by chemical methods of the preparation of colloids, Andre? So in this method, whatever the colloids we are going to prepare is through your simple chemical reactions, which is going to give you the molecules. So these molecules then they try to aggregate with each other to form the molecules of your colloidal particles or colloidal dimensions. Very much important. Okay, even though in notes I have given you with respect to oxidation and hydrolysis, but I have given all the 4 over here because it's very much important for your competitive exams. So double decomposition alli enagta untu? 2 compounds in aqueous state gives you the 2 products. A product yav tara form agirutte? By interchanging your radical ions of your reactant. Such reaction is called as what? Double decomposition. So can you give me an example? Nimge colloids ಒಂದು 4 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, A, B, C, D, and they can ask you, among the 4 colloids, which colloid is prepared by your double decomposition? So you should be remembering it is with respect to that of your arsenic sulfide. So there we saw with respect to the oxidation. So when you are treating your sulfur dioxide with hydrogen sulfide, you are getting that of your sulfur sol. Don't forget to write this sol. Yeah. So why it is called as an oxidation? Because we are measuring or we are observing this reaction with respect to that of your hydrogen sulfide. So sulfide, the sulfur's sulfide is having a -2 state, which has been oxidized to 0. Since this reaction is called as what? Oxidation. Coming with respect to the reduction, yes, the gold sol can be prepared by your chemical method through your reduction. Mark my words. So here what has happened? The auric chloride +3 has been reduced to that of your 0. That is the reason it is called as what? Reduction. whereas that of your ferric hydroxide is obtained by the chemical method of your hydrolysis. So all these colloids are prepared by your chemical reactions. Is that okay? So this is a type of a technique. Now lyophobic can only be prepared by your special methods. So it is one type of a special methods. So whatever we have been prepared over here, they are all are the examples of your lyophobic salts or lyophobic colloids. Okay? Yes. Now let us see another important method which we have said when we were distinguishing it, that was called as what? Electric arc method. Alva. So basically it has been given in our method as a particular name is there. That is called as what? Bredik's arc method. And Bredik's arc method. Yes. Or it is also called as what? Electrical disintegration. Electrical disintegration. You are getting the hint what we are going to do. So we are trying to break a molecule using what? Electrical current. Alva. Let us see how we are going to do it. So basically it is having a diagram. Do remember? Basically first we are taking one beaker. Okay. So which is having a dispersion medium. Okay. Dispersion medium irutte. Namge yadu namma colloid na prepare ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆ medium ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು dispersion medium. So overall this beaker or we can say this tub has been placed inside another tumbler. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಟಂಬ್ಲರ್ ಗಳು ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಟಂಬ್ಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪುಟ್ ಐಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್. ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್. ಸೊ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೀಕರ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಈ ಬೀಕರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋರ್ದು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ್ದೋರ್ದು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ರಾಡ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್ ಟು ಮೆಟಲ್ ರಾಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ರಾಡ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್? ಯೋರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ negative terminal of the battery. Why? Because in order to pass the electric current. Okay. So basically the representation is in this way. Stand vehicle. So this is your stand. Ice bath ali itkobekala. So this is your stand representation. So in madvi, first you had to a tumbler in which you had to your dispersion medium in which you have been immersed a particular metal rod whose colloidal solve you have to prepare. So overall that system has been placed in that of your ice bath. Now let us see what is the phenomenon is going to take place over here. Remember, overall this process is dependent upon the two techniques. What are those? Basically first is that of your vaporization. Yes. And the second one is that of your condensation. Vaporization agutte, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Condensation. So ಈ ಎರಡು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ಕ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ದಿ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್, we can prepare of your silver, we can prepare that of your platinum. So all these respective salts can be prepared by your Bredig arc method. So what we are going to do, you have to understand now. So as I have said, we have took your two electrodes which has been connected to that of your batteries, yes, through which we are going to pass your electric current. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, as soon as we are passing the electric current, an electric arc is struck between these two electrodes which has been immersed in that of your dispersion medium. So whatever the heat which is going to arise by the passage of the electric current, what it will do, it will vaporize the metals. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ನ ವೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ಆ ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ವೇಪರೈಸ್ ದಿ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಈ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಯುವರ್ ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ವೇಪರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್, that will try to condense back. That will try to condense back. So this condensation ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will try to form the particles. ಈಗ ಏನ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್ ಮೂಲಕದಿಂದ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಲೋ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ವೇಪರ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ನಾವ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ಫೆನಾಮಿನನ್ will be having the size of your colloidal particles. Okay, able to understand? So ಏನ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಏನು ಉದ್ಭವ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, that will try to first vaporize ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ ರಾಡ್ ನ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಐಸ್ ಬಾತ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಲೋ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, it will once again try to condense back. So during the process of condensation, what happens, we are getting the particles of your colloidal size. So this is the overall process which we are calling as what? Brady's arc method, which is including the two important process, that is your vaporization and that of your condensation. So this Brady arc method can also called as what? Electrical disintegration. yak bantu anta gottaita ee hesru. So by using your electricity, what we are doing, we are trying to break the bulk metal alva. Or the metal rod andre artha enu, all the molecules have been ತುಂಬಾನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ನ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಸೈಜಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಟೂ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ in the preparation of your lyophobic colloids. So first was that of your chemical methods, which has been used by through your chemical reaction, that could be your double decomposition, oxidation, reduction or hydrolysis. Coming with respect to that of your Brady's arc method, of course we saw that it is mainly making the usage of the phenomenon of your vaporization and that of your condensation. So what martidivi, first you are taking a tumbler which is having a suitable dispersion medium. In that you are going to immerse your respective metal rods. Yadurdu new salt na prepare madi. For example, if you want to prepare your gold salt, you will be taking the electrodes as that of your gold electrodes. If you want to prepare that of your silver salt, you are going to take the electrodes as your silver. In case if you want to prepare the salts of your platinum, you are going to take your electrodes as your platinum. So these rods are further connected to that of your batteries in order to passage your electric current. So overall setup has been placed in that of your ice bath. Okay. So yenagutte, first when you're passing the electric current, yenagutte, intense heat udbhava agutte. So whatever the heat is formed, it will try to break the metal, bulk metal, and it will vaporize the metal. So whatever the vaporization is taking place, it will lead to condensation through your ice bath due to its lower temperature. So when they condensate back, we are going to get the particles. We are going to get this rod particles as that of your colloidal particle range, that is from 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. So by this way, we are able to prepare that of your metal salts or that of your lyophobic salts. So whatever the preparation we have seen was with respect to that of your special methods. Now the question arises to us, sir, whether it is possible for us andre for the students, to prepare your colloids? Of course, yes. So now let us see how we can do it. Okay. So now we are going to see the preparation of the colloid by simple methods. So whatever earlier we saw was a special method, alva. But now we are going to see for the preparation of your simple methods in the yav tara ನಾವು ಒಂದು colloid na prepare ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನೋಡೋಣವಾ. Okay. So adu ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು we have to understand a phenomenon which is called as what? Peptidization. Very much important, alva, because it is a simple method. Simple ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಲೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಂಟು ನೋಡೋಣವಾ ಈಗ ಏನಂತ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಪೆಪ್ಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವೀಗ ಈ ಪೆಪ್ಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಪೆಪ್ಟೈಸೇಷನ್? So basically it is a process of what? Of converting freshly prepared, what? Freshly prepared precipitate, yes, into what? Colloidal sol, yes, by shaking it with dispersion medium, okay, by shaking it with dispersion medium, very much important. Now mark my words, in the presence of electrolyte, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ? In the presence of your electrolyte. Of course ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಶ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಯಾವ ತರ? ಆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ರೆಶ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೂಟೇಬಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಷನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬರೀ ಶೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Along with that one, what you have to do, you have to add a suitable electrolyte. Now we have to understand a very beautiful concept of your colloids. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಏನಂತ? ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ನ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡಿಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ಕೂಳೆ ಎರಡು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಅಂಶ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಏನು? ಒಂದು, ಅದು ಹೆಟಿರೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಏನು? It is as a heterogeneous system. Within that one itself, the particle size 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. Second most important thing, what did I say? That the colloidal particles will be always in a motion. The colloidal particles are always in a motion. But here what we are doing, we are converting a precipitate into the colloid. Precipitate ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ವರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ and you did some method and you got a precipitate. Whether those precipitate were moving? Of course not. ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? They are coming and settling at the bottom. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದು ಕೂರ್ತು? Its density is higher than that of the liquid. Whatever the molecules ಏನಿತ್ತು, they are forming an aggregate and ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು? Particle size ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Coming and sitting at the bottom. Of course, they are having greater than that of 1000 nanometer. Okay. So, ಈಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ನ ಮುರಿಬೇಕು. So, in order to break this, how we can do it? By utilizing your electrolyte. Precipitate ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಬಂದು ಸೆಟಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? By using your electrolyte. An important concept. Now you will get to know that why we say that your colloidal particles are in a continuous random motion. Remember guys, as soon as you are putting an electrolyte to the freshly prepared precipitate, what it will try to do, so these precipitate will first absorb those particular charge na absorb ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. electrolyte ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ನ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನೀವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಏನು ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಫ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆತರ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, Na+ ಅಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಏನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Na+ ನೇ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬಂತು? ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಬಂತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆದವು. ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ವಾಟ್? Na+. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ದೇ ಕಂಬೈನ್? ಅಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ವೈ? Because they are having the same charges. So they will repel with each other. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಫ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಟೂ molecules, I'm just taking for a consideration, it is also having positive, it is also having positive. Break ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ molecules ಈ ತರ absorb ಆಯ್ತು. Of course they will try to come together, but what happens, due to having the same charge, they will be repelled off. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರನೂ ರಿಪೆಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಮೋಷನ್. ಈಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಅವಾಗಿಂದನು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯಾವತ್ತೇ ಒಂದು ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಮೇಲ್ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, all the colloidal particles will be having the same charge. Again I am repeating, all the colloidal particles will be having the same charge. It may be positive or it may be negative. In case if it is positive, all the particles will be having the positive charge. In case if it is negative, all the particles will be having that of your negative charge. Very much important concept. So when such particular charge is existing, we can say in simple words, your charge is what? Adsorbed. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ colloids ನ adsorption chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ include ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. Because whatever the charge is present on the colloids, it has been adsorbed. So ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, they will try to repel each other. So when they are trying to repel each other, what they will do? Of course they will be trying to move. They will never settle down. Settle ಆದ ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ತರ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಕಮ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. ಈ ತರ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಬಾಟಮ್. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿ ಈ ತರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಗಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ particular charge which is present on the colloidal particles. So that will lead to their what? Continuous motion. So our reason indane we can prepare your precipitate into that of your colloidal salt by shaking it in the dispersion medium in the presence of your electrolyte. Very much important. So whatever the electrolyte we are using in our peptidization process, or simple words, the electrolyte used for the conversion of your freshly prepared precipitate into that of your colloidal salt is called as what? Peptizing agent. What it is called as? Peptizing agent. So this is one of the simple method. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಪರ್ಷನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಶೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಶೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಸೂಟೇಬಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದಿ ಬಲ್ಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಬ್ರೋಕನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್. Once they have been broken to the smaller particles, what they will do, they will adsorb a particular charge of your electrolyte. And do remember, whatever the preferential adsorption is there, mark my words, the preferentially aden martha untu adsorb martha untala, so it is called as what? Preferential adsorption. Idunna ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. Just you for a while you just try to recall the concept. Preferential adsorption of a particular charge. In case if it is adsorbing a positive, all the colloidal particles will absorb the positive charge itself. In case if it is absorbing negative, all the colloidal particles will absorb the negative charge itself. Okay. So ಆತರ ಒಂದು preferential adsorption ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, of course it will be like your two tiny magnets which are having the same pole. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, as soon as they would try to come together, what they will do, they will be repelled off. ಆ ತರ ಹಲವಾರು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇರೋ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪೆಲ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನೋ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕೋಆಗುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ random motion. Your colloidal particles are always in the random motion. What is the reason for their random motion? Because of the preferential adsorption. Because of the preferential adsorption of a particular charge. Of a particular charge. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟಾ? ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ random motion. So it is considered as one of your simple method for the preparation of your which type of a colloid? Lyophilic colloid. Is that okay? So ಏನು peptization andre? It's a process. Very much important, guys. Question can arise. So it's a process of converting freshly. Don't you misuse the word or don't leave this word. What it is? Freshly prepared precipitate. Freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal sol. Alva? By shaking it with dispersion medium. Important, in the presence of electrolyte. What is the use of this electrolyte? Should come to in your brain. ಈ electrolyte use ಮಾಡೋ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, precipitate molecules break ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Whatever the colloidal particles form ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು preferential adsorption of ions ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. Preferential adsorption of a particular charge or a ion. So that will result in what? A continuous random motion. Is that clear? So in today's video we saw what? How we are going to prepare the colloids. So in the first scenario we saw with respect to the chemical methods, to that of your double decomposition, oxidation, reduction and hydrolysis. And the most important we also saw with respect to that of your Bredig-Arcs method or that of your electrical disintegration. Important concept. So in Bredig-Arcs method we came to know there is a two important phenomenon occurring over there. That is your vaporization and that of your condensation. And this method is mainly employed for the preparation of your metal salts. It could be a gold, it could be a silver, it could be a platinum. Please mark my words, you should use the word as sol. What do you have to use? The word as sol. Even in the chemical reaction when we have written, you have to use after writing the product which is your colloid na indicate manadu yadu, where you have written your sol. So this sol should never be eliminated in your reaction. Okay. Then we saw with respect to a simple method which was called as what? Peptization. So what do you mean by peptization? It's a process of conversion of a freshly prepared precipitate, yes, into a colloidal sol by shaking it with a dispersion medium in the presence of electrolyte. Okay. So what do you mean by peptizing agent? The electrolyte used for the conversion of your freshly prepared precipitate into a colloidal sol is called as what? Peptizing agent. Okay. We should remember why we are using the electrolyte. This concept is very much important as soon as when you are studying this colloids. And there is another thing we'll be seeing in our further videos. There we are going to utilize the concept of this movement. ಈ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕೆಲ ಸರಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಟು ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫೈ. ಅದು ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಪ್ಯೂರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೊಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್. Purification of colloids, which would be seen in our next video. Okay.